So just like how, on the land and the seas, you have your apex rulers and kings. Well, these eagles are our rulers and the apex predators of the skies. As you can clearly see how they were made to soar and to cut through the air with those ultra-sleek physiques and those impressive aerodynamically piercing beaks of theirs. And they are also some of the most popular and well-liked birds of this earth, and have consistently been fan favorites amongst all these other members of the avian club of this earth for ages now. By the time that someone is 20 years old, they have probably heard about at least 2 or 3 of the most popular eagles out there already, ones like the bald eagle and the golden eagle. But quite a few still do not know that there are so many more species of eagles out there, and that's why this list exists and why it was put together. I've seen most or nearly all of them, and in this particular top 10 list, I'll be sharing with you all what my 10 favorite ones out of them all have been. So sit back, relax, and allow me to take you on this unique birds of prey journey and through this fascinating world of these raptor birds, and specifically this elite family of the avian world that are these eagles. As usual, beginning our journey at the number 10 spot, we have this interestingly looking black-chested buzzard eagle. And right away, can you guess which part about this cool-looking eagle's plumage that is my favorite? Go ahead and take 3 swings at it. So, is it that really cool and amazingly looking pattern that they have on their wings? Nope. Seems like that would have been the most obvious thing. How about that really awesome bluish-gray color of theirs? Still no, it's not that either. Even though blue is a very rare color in nature, if we're not counting that wonderful blue sky that millions of people enjoy every single day. You've got one more swing with this thing. If you strike out, it's game over and the journey already ends here. So what's your last guess going to be? Then it's got to be those really atypical and interestingly looking feathers that they're going on with that chest area of theirs that makes it look like they got an all-natural 24/7 bandana on them. Much like how Tom Petty had one in his You Got Lucky music video. Ding, ding, ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You didn't strike out. The journey is not over yet. Great job. So yes, it is that biker bandana-like thing that is what I like most about this BCB eagle. Because as I just imagined you saying, it does remind me so much of what one of my favorite musical artists had in that one music video of his. And it just also makes this black-chested buzzard eagle that much more unique amongst all these other eagles of this world. And really, just all birds in general. Because I can't think of any other, or no other bird that I've ever seen comes to my mind now, when I try to think of any of them who also possesses this same unique bandana-looking chest feature as this BCB raptor bird. Well, that black-chested buzzard eagle was pretty awesome, wasn't it? Well, actually, pretty much all eagles are. That's why I said at the opening of this video that they are the kings of the skies of this earth. So it's only going to be getting even more awesome from here on up. So who's going to be this first eagle to take us just one place higher from this rock bottom position on this fascinating and unique list such as this? Well, who do we have at this number 9 spot then? It's going to be one of the bigger and cooler looking ones, when they are not doing some of the more creepy and unnerving things in the jungles of South America. Yes, I've been describing those infamous and intriguing harpy eagles of the Amazon. And as I just mentioned, even though they can be creepy as heck at times, but when they're not performing those creepy things that they're known for, they're still pretty darn cool with their overall look and general appearance, as well as having some pretty cool abilities like that stealth flight attack of theirs. And what about those insanely looking rear talons that they possess that can grow to the same length as those claws that are found on 800-pound grizzly bears? So some of you may have never even heard of the harpy eagle before, even though, compared to black-chested buzzard eagle, they are a lot more well-known. But you sure as heck now, haven't you? And if your curiosity has been piqued, they may or may not have appeared in a series of videos that I created that were totally dedicated to the creepiest and darkest birds of this earth. Consider checking it out if you've been made all the more curious about this unique blue feathered jungle creature. But I'm really wondering now if you've heard of this next entrant on our list, because I didn't until I decided to dig a lot deeper into this fascinating world of these eagle raptor birds. So when many people think of eagles, they often think of the bald and the golden eagle. Or in other words, they commonly see eagles as these big and powerful, terrifying apex predators of the skies that might just attempt to carry off your little toddler if you're not careful. But have you ever heard of this super little guy at this number 8 spot who might just be the tiniest and littlest eagle on the planet right now? Who happens to go by the name of the Great Nicobar Eagle? And how tiny is it this little buddy that has gotten the Planet of Birds website to actually say that they are the tiniest eagles of this big blue earth? Oh, we are talking about barely a pound of mass. On average, it seems. That's underneath all those lovely and fluffy little feathers of theirs. Yes, you heard that right. Barely a pound. That's not even enough to be an appetizer for yours truly on Thanksgiving Day. And to add all the more to their mystique and sort of mythical status that they've now got going for them, with me, like another super fascinating other bird that I talked about in another birds-related video of mine that was only found on the big island of New Guinea. Apparently, this super cutesy and adorable-looking little eagle, as well as possibly being the tiniest one ever too, is only found on that little Great Nicobar Island in the Bay of Bengal. How appropriate, eh? A tiny bird basically only found on a tiny island, like some far-off, super obscure super treasure that's just waiting to be discovered and found. Anyways, well, I haven't taken an extensive amount of time to look into this fascinating little guy's existence, but you are certainly more than welcome to if you so choose. But for now, let's keep moving on up on this fascinating and unique list of all of these fascinating and unique bird of prey to see who we might just find next at this lucky number 7 spot. So who is it this time that just happens to occupy this unique spot on a unique list such as this? Why, it's going to be the really peculiar and fascinatingly looking African fish eagle, and always looking so very esteemed and dignified, as well as aristocratic, like in every photo that I've ever seen of them. They remind me a lot of Alfred Pennyworth from the Batman movies and the Batman animated series, who always had a nobleman's look, vibe, and posture to him as well, just like this particular and intriguing bird of prey. In short, they just have a pretty cool and unique look overall, with just some really unique and interesting colors as well, and I had never even heard of them, or was never even aware of their existence, until I started to dive so much more deeply into my researching of this particular family of birds of this vast animal's kingdom in this big blue earth. Well, I sure as heck am very much aware of their existence now, and so have you just became as well. So then, let's keep on making our way up this interesting list to discover even more of these fascinating birds of prey that you were probably never even aware of before too, just like this particular African fish eagle that we just got done looking at. So be sure to subscribe to be notified when the second video in this 2-part series drops. Until that next one, peace